Interesting. I haven't really seen that at all. I don't know what that does. I guess the jungle Huskar throws spears at neutral creeps, but what does the +5 laning Huskar do? The same thing, just to heroes. So imagine if Batters continues to bully the storm. That could be really devastating for MOUZ game plan here. Lynx look to be in trouble here.
Yeah, setting up, they've got the vacuum. Well, they should have the kill here. So another
Huskar
kill
too,
set up by
maybe,
Antares. I mean, they could get the stickies on him. Few stacks. Doesn't have much mana to play with Antares, but will have a few right clicks, and he's going to get it. This bat is breaking the game already. So not a bad start at all here on the bottom and the mid, really, thanks to the movements of Antares on the bat. See top lane. Good setup here with the reel in. With the blood grenade down onto Eki. And should be able to have him. Yeah, well, they'll get the kill between the two of them. Zeal might be able to find Rain in return. He's got the goo on him. Well, the Dukes, though, Rain's going to make him work for it. In fact, should be fine. Still got a salve at the ready, so not even going to get the kill in return. Another kill here for VP. Antares now, he's got the level 3, and Celery, only level 2, looking pretty dead on this one. So slowly get burnt down. By the bat, maybe he can get towards Roche for a deny. He's going to try, but the damage is already done with the Iron Shells. Dahak getting the kill there off the back of Antares, staying on top of Celery. I mean, so far, it's early days, but we're not being blown away by the Huskar support, will say, is it?
No, it's not looking that impressive right now. Yeah. I think it's also just one of those heroes, perhaps, in any phase, that if the enemy team is smart, they don't fight you early on, like we saw, where they just cut waves and drag and, you know, don't really bother. Because Huskar doesn't really have much of a plan B, right, at that point. He's actually queuing up the armlet, so he's just going to transition, I guess, into a normal Huskar. That's the idea.
Okay, yeah. The normal Huskar from your pubs. The so-called support Huskar. I mean, this is great stuff. I mean, top lane, VTune gets the kill. We saw the sort of constant spam, and it's kind of working. You know, there's Nagasara and Lina lane, you know, sort of between the setup of the ensnare.
Mid lane again. Huskar might die a third time here.
Top. And this setup, it's really nasty. They're going to be able to kill Zeal once again. I mean, it's just if they stagger sort of the control between the ensnare and the light strike, that's a good fair few seconds of which that VTune could just beat into them. We'll see this rotation from Cut coming up top. He's got his eyes on him. Can he kill VTune? Light strike will hold him back for now, but VTune is going to try and juke through the tree lines, won't succeed in escaping the attempts of MOUZ as he goes down. So nice little move there from Cut. Yeah, I'll be interested to see if he continues for the follow-up afterwards, though. I feel like the Blade Mail, but then obviously what yesterday we had him go for this Blade Mail straight into Lincoln's. I'd imagine he does something a bit different this time. Bottom, the hack gets caught. It's another kill for Cut. So Clinks already getting involved in these. We'll find out.
It's even if he does die in team fights, if VP has to use a lot of spells on him and a lot of time taking him down, right? It's good enough.
Alright, has got the song. So they want to set up aggressively for this. Yeah, they're going to step up and try and do something. They've got the wall down. They're going to have the vacuum. It's only going to catch onto the Clinks, but they're fine with that. They just want to make sure they can guarantee the kill on Cut. Eki, he'll get away. They don't care. They get the kill that they wanted. They get the Clinks.
Yeah, that's the most important kill on the map. For them, for sure. And actually, we saw a nice song setup there. They do have a lot more ways to play around it this game with the wall and the Lina stun, right? So that gives them the... Well, bottom lane, we have Celery getting jumped here by the Batrider. Can you actually kill him?
Or
who kills who here?
Well, there we go.
The Crystallis first is also kind of something I haven't really seen before. They're gonna go on Seal here.
And he did not have initially a Remnant out, so still takes a bit of a hit on the way out there. Neki wants to try and go for this, won't be able to chase on. Antares kills off Zeal. And back in the river, power shot. It's going to be off the mark. Dahak will manage to surge away. So, yeah, up top. It's like the two of them with the Laguna Blade burst of VTune, able to take Zeal out once more and continue to hold his game behind the rest of the cores in this match.
So, VP has a lot of ways to start the fight now. They have a good ward here. Scouting the Clinks out.
Oh, they get the lasso. That's a beautiful one. In with the chains as well. They're in on top of Coco. He's stuck on the cliff. He's dead. Nice play there to come out with that blink from Antares. Secures them the biggest kill. I mean, they do have Song.
They do. And Ember,
they could try something here. They're going to see that Celery's very, very low. He'll have to back out of the pit for now. Jump in from Antares. Roshan not quite low enough for them to do anything about themselves. He's going to go for the lasso onto Zeal. Drag him back into the light strike. Do they have enough damage to bring him down? They certainly do with these crits coming out from VTune. That's the Bristle dead again.
And they committed so hard for Roshan that it's 1,000 HP now.
And now they get the chains onto Eki. See jump over towards them. Song going to come out in position. Ryan's looking to set up, see what information he can get, who they want to go for first. They'll drop the wall down onto the two of them. Light Strike Array coming in a bit early, but it doesn't matter. They still clean up the 2 kills. Celery and Eki to fall, and maybe even cut. Antares in on top of the clings. Antares will die, but if it gets them the kill, it's absolutely worth it. He tries to jump over to safety, but he'll still end up falling. As it was such a risky play. I mean, of course they have the potential to go for Roche with this Huskar, but doing it when the whole team is alive on VP, that's a risk. We're going to see them try for the steal. He's not going to be able to time it though. Aegis and the kill both go the way of VP. He's going to try for the TP out, but the chains are going to catch him. I didn't think it could get any worse, but it does.
We can't fight back. We can't really. We try to smoke, but Bat blinks away. We gotta do something to try to get back into this game, because this is not like a long-term solution to winning the state of the game. Crystal again here. There's nothing he can do.
Coco's gonna try and fight back, but it's looking more and more desperate.
To carry the weight of this game. Can they also catch the Storm top lane now?
Or did they just get the lasso?
Nicely done. They're just everywhere right now. We also have Blade Mail and Bristleback now. That makes them a bit more annoying to kill. The top lane, the Huskar is gonna get jumped here.
Yeah, they found him. Maybe some toggles? No, not gonna happen. Same time, they do manage to get something themselves, MOUZ. They have managed to kill off Florinov. So, considering the last 5 minutes, you know, that's big news for MOUZ.
This is also a nice setup. This is where Naga becomes very strong, right? When you have this really fat Lina, and then you just have the Naga song ready behind her with Solar Crest. That's why it's actually looking like a very strong hero. It's how are you actually going to enter this fight without PKBs? It's very difficult.
We've got a little bit of a wraparound coming in, but already the jump's been made. They're getting on towards Zeal, they're dragging back. We'll see Eki and Coco considering getting in from the side. They're going to go for it. The Ghost Scepter's there from Antares, so Coco has to turn his attention over towards VTune. The song comes into play though, onto the 2 of them, sets them up for the wall to surround them. Laguna Blade flies out from VTune as they burst through the 2 of them. They catch out Celery. There's no defense to be had here from MOUZ. As the barracks, they're not worrying about anything at all here, VP. They are certainly chilling. Going to see an attempt here from MOUZ to try and get some sort of catch. They close the gap on towards VTune, trying to burst through the leader, but the lasso's there. They burst through the storm in return. Our bed dead for 50 seconds. Vacuuming onto the 4 of them. The remnants flying across as this game surely over for MOUZ. The buyback will come out from Eki, but the carry's dead. Cut to fall. And Celery, he'll try and bring down Antares with him, but the Ghost Scepter's there. Antares is going to be fine. He'll cut them out with the Glimmer Cape a little bit Celery. Antares able to force away back to safety as Lauren off and Dahak can look to chase Celery down. VTune ready to swing back across to get involved in the kill. Another one for him on the Lina. As they're running out of buybacks here, MOUZ, the 3 of them dead. No buybacks available. VP can bring in the top lane as the creeps come through. Do you think there's some of the heroes that win for VP that have to be taken away? Because I feel like this Bat pick it's just kind of too easy to roll with. You kind of want to grab it yourself or not let them have it.
I also think Bat offers too many good things in Dota right now.
Yeah.
It's just too strong in lane, and this catch that we've seen Antares do in this game is too much, and he's so good at stacking as well. So I think you banned out Willow, you banned out Silencer. I feel like you would rather play against those heroes than Bat if you were to ban in a support. Next game though, there's a good chance that MOUZ will choose first pick, as I believe that is the preferred option for most teams at this point. So the draft order will change, and maybe I don't think VP will give away Bat. I think, if I remember correctly, Eki is used to be a Bat spammer, was very good at Bat as well. So they called it GG.
Oh, there we go. Well, that certainly was a game there for MOUZ. A rough one. A rough one indeed. Obviously, if you look at the positives, VP, they're feeling great. You know, they turned up today. This game won. After this game, I can only imagine that Celery is going to want to try something different in game 2, because this next game, you know, they lose that, they're out at the qualifiers, and obviously with the 2 major tournaments this year, that would be MOUZ not qualifying for either of them. But the caliber of their players.
And more team fight, right? Like that's the kind of doubling down on the massive team fight, and we actually have Tusk moving out to top rune here, securing it for actually the TP from Eki also on the rune. This could be big if Ember doesn't get the rune here.
Oh, he's going to be able to pick it up in time. And
nice shot, actually.
He's got the snowball available. They do have the 3 of them here. Good connection with the change as well onto Abed. But Abed will be able to stand his ground with the sustain of Celery and get the first blood for himself as they'll bring down Antares.
So well done by MOUZ, helping out Abed a lot better this game. He's up to a really good start, giving him first blood in a game where he has IO backing him up as well. That's that should be good.
Right, so in terms of supports, we'll see down bottom. Talking about the supports, Eki.
Slightly before he catches you, then it's good enough. Wisdom rune though.
Dahak wants to fight for it.
Invade here.
So TP's coming in as well. Eki trying to stand his ground. Abed jumps in. Looking to burst through Dahak. He'll get him with the pullback. Can he survive to stand his ground? No, Abed's got to be careful. The Wisdom will go the way of Lorinov. We see Cut joining the fight. In with the Shikuchi. Turns towards Antares. They bring the Tucks down. Now with the sustain and Celery fueling up the mana of Abed, they're able to pressure Lorinov to jump back towards the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, we see the power of IO Storm, right? From this last engagements here. Definitely a lot of mana for him and very hard to bring them down. But they do end up getting the Wisdom in the end.
I think they get another kill here. Right. Taken out here by the 2 of them. Level 6 down the Weaver, so Cut can afford to play pretty aggressive to balance the time lapse. Playing around Abed just that much more better than they were able to do last game. Now Abed didn't get out of the game at all this time. 2-0-1. Taking his objectives and making sure he's everywhere where he needs to be. They're going to look to try and go top to help out Zeal. As Zeal's getting gone upon. Zeal will fall. Abed should be... Actually, the neutral creep gets the kill onto Rhine. Abed will at least get the last touch onto Antares. They'll look towards Vichun. Vichun has got the borrowed time at the ready. But can't, of course, go for a TP out with the amount of interrupts and cancels that they do have. So he's just going to get chased down, killed off. A double kill for Abed. This is the kind of games that I imagine as a team, when you have Abed on, this is what you're hoping for, right? When you get him this storm early in the draft. You've got to enable him and just allow him to take over the game.
It just becomes food for this Storm IO, right? So imagine they're going to keep snowballing. Going on Abed here, but not enough damage.
With the snowball over to Celery, see if they can burst through the eye. They can't. The Vortex is onto Lorinov. Lorinov's got to try and get out of it, but he's so low. He'll get another slight pistol, but he's not able to get out to the Remnant. He's dead. And see whether a wrap around here for Cut. They might be able to find more. They've got the shackles onto Rhine. It's another 2 kills here for Abed. He's getting out of control. And he knows it. He'll be able to get the D-Warp, but does set up and jump on a Rhine. They'll drop the Serpent Wards down. Another one for Abed. Abed. They're going to get the regen rune. They start things off very quickly onto Vichun. They're going to be able to pop the borrowed time very early. They're going to try and chase him on afterwards. He has got back up behind. The silence hits on the 2 of them. The exorcism's out, but they're still having a run here, VP. Abed looking to chase on forward. He'll close the gap onto Antares as he takes out the Tusk. Pushing VP back and making sure that VP... And at this point, even Cut able to farm wherever he wishes, especially with the Aegis. Very little threat from the Raw. Comes out on a Vichun. See if we can walk out of this one. We're going to have Antares stepping up to try and help out. The borrowed time is there. Wall's going to get dropped. Vichun should get out of this, but Antares, of course, left behind.
Making it so easy for everyone else to play. They are smoking up here. Gonna get a shield run.
Gonna try and go all in ready for Zeal, but on the back lines, they've already been caught in return by Arbed. He's actually running a little lower on the mana this time, so they'll kill off Zeal. I mean, if they can sort of get these kills with no losses themselves, this is going to be pretty huge for VP considering how far behind they are. Can they get something more? They're going to look towards Eki. Arbed jumps across, gets to grab onto V-Tune. V-Tune able to turn though. That's going to be Eki going down. V-Tune took the borrowed time in the ready. Arbed actually having to zip back a way out of this. Cut going to continue to try and come in to kill off Ryan. Will get him, but that's the Aegis gone on cut. Chains connecting onto Arbed, rolling forward as well. The snowball, they catch him with the stun. They'll kill him off. It's a huge kill as they end Arbed's streak. The gold going the way of V-Tune. Under the tower, the dive continues. They're in under the tier 2. They've caught Celery. Another huge kill to find after as clean of a game as he's had up until this point.
Also, the later the game goes, perhaps the harder it is to start killing these Tusks and DPs, right?
Yep.
That used to be more or less free frags. They are now having Ghost Scepters, 4 stars, more HP.
Oh, they'll get him on the cliff.
That's a nice one. Tusk has a 4 star to get him down. If he can walk up.
I'll get him off there. So try and go towards the back lines. That's the time lapse to get out of this one. And they're pretty deep here, V-Tune and Antares. They'll turn towards V-Tune. He's got the borrowed time of the ready. They'll get the chains out. Onto the 4, the vacuum as well. Onto the 4, into the silence. The wall drop down as well. Taking so much damage here as both supports crumble on MOUZ. The cores now, they have to run. Arbed's out of there. Zeal will turn with the roar. They're thinking about going back in on towards V-Tune. Can they get him? Get the shield off. They'll be able to kill him off through it. So they are at least able to get back in with the 3 cores and get a kill themselves. But can they actually get out? Because Ryan and Lauren are still fighting strong with the help of the Hawk. They'll chase on forward, kill off Zeal. I mean, they just got grouped up horrendously there. You know, VP's team fight, the vacuum pretty much on the 4 of them. And it's going to back out. Continuing to poke at the side. Going to be the Shaman taken down. And get the silence on towards the storm. Cut still poking around the pit. The roof does start to fall low. V-Tune, he's going to look to try and chase down Zeal. They'll use the relocate to get him out of there. Take him out to the side at least. Back in the pit, they're still trying to finish with the Roshan. Cut is able to snatch the Aegis. VP pick up the kill there. They'll get the drag back into the vacuum onto the wall with the 2 of them. Arbed's able to zip away to safety. Eke to fall and Antares to drop in return. So just the support for support trade so far. The cores though are low. Chains on towards Cut. He'll time that's back, but it is into the silence. It's fine. He's got the Manta ready to remove it. So Shakichi away once more. And the backup's there from Celery. So won't even risk losing the Aegis. They're able to keep that safe. So it ends up just a 1-for-1 support trade.
Maybe that's the game plan, MOUZ. Just continue to kite the fight and let VP waste their big ultimates. Kind of chasing very deep here.
Look at the drag back onto Celery. Could be in trouble. This is cool. Yeah, that's going to be the IO getting popped. We'll see the rest of MOUZ maybe considering if they can get anything in return. They're looking at V-Tune. The Flame Mail out still has to borrow time. He's got the backup. Celery's going to come in with the buyback. Wants to try and get involved in on this one. The time that's coming down time from Cut. Eki in trouble as he's surrounded. Will die. The roar and the nullifier throwing down onto V-Tune. Look at the 4-take drag back. They'll kill off the Abaddon. The chains are out on towards Zeal. Coming in with a slide of fish. Long off the vacuum to hack onto the 3 of them. They've killed Zeal off. Antares will get the snowball off just in time at the edge of the fight. Still dies for the Shakuchi. Now Cut looks towards Dahak, but the blade Mal will force Cut to fall at once, but he's got the Aegis, he's ready for round 2. Arbed's got the control with the drop back, but the surge is up. He'll look to try and run, but the damage from Cut flies through, takes Dahak down. And with the Satanic, can easily remove the silence.
It's a very nice fight for them. Feels like the Weaver really has it becoming increasingly bigger problem here.
He's going to get trapped in the shards here, Cut. He's in trouble. He's not going to get a press time lapse. They're able to kind of keep him controlled perfectly. So he did not get a window, really, unless he wanted to play it safer early on, or maybe he wishes he did at this point, to get time-lapse off. He's dead for 80 seconds. And now VP's going to try and see if they can chase more. They're going to get more. The slide chains in on a Celery. They've locked down the IO. Arbed's trying to look to try and turn and help him, but he's got to leave the IO alone. He has to get out of here himself, Arbed. Will at least find an Arcane Rune.
However, if V2 can somehow save that ultimate for later, they're baiting the Ducks here.
They're going to try and jump him. But Vijay, he's ready to jump in return. The vacuum ball again, it's onto the fourth, and they'll try and back out from it, but the chains catches onto them. They turn, but the blade mail's already out. He's got to be careful of it, taking a lot of return damage from the blade mails. Eki's going to get chased out of the fight by Dahak. They'll turn back on the walls. Cut. He's left behind. No chance of escape. That's the Weaver dead again for another 90 seconds within the last few minutes here, Misery.
Another very aggressive smoke by VP, by the way.
See if MOUZ is ready for this. Ooh, they're gonna get
They got him.
That was in sort of the last millisecond as well, I feel, of him TPing out. They catch him. And what do you do if you're MOUZ?
Yeah, very cool TPs by VP here. Really looking to close down the map and get more kills out of this. There's a buyback on Storm, by the way.
And they've got the wall onto Dahak. They're going to see if they can try and burst through him, but he's able to get his spells off, so able to drop the wall down. Snowball save's going to come in to keep him perfectly fine, and they've caught cut again. He's in the shards. Oh, the punch. Okay, wait, time lapse back into the shards. You got to be careful with that one. I think either way he's probably dead. He tries to heal up with the satanic. It's a bit of a clown fest. One that does not support MOUZ here, though. They're 4 dead.
Let's see what ends up happening in this fight here. They do have a break talent on the Shaman now, so they could potentially first up.
Avicii's just in on him. He just makes the jump in, catches Eki. They've got to get out. I mean, Eki's going to buy back, but I think it's going to be full retreat here. The snowball still catches onto Arbed into the vacuum, into the bashes to punch the chains. They just lock and kill Arbed off. He's dead. Cut. Can even he get away? I don't know if he can. He's been dusted. The chains are there. Cut to fall.
So, yeah, I don't know what you do. I think your base going to be under attack here.
Also dead without buyback. The team falls under attack.
Yeah. You could buy back on Storm, but what are you going to do? Nothing you can do as Storm here alone.
He's going to try. And the front going Lauren off. And the circle wards it down, but what do? They're on your Ancient. And now they're on a Zeal. Zeal's dead. A final zip in really from Arbed to try and slow them down. But they're running out of heroes here. Only the 2 of them left alive here, Zeal and Arbed, and it is over for MOUZ. GG is called. This series 2-0 for VP. They'll be moving on. And MOUZ, an unfortunate result. First round of the lower bracket. A team with big names, but it just wasn't working here today, Misery. VP, though, definitely a bit of a sigh of relief right from them after a rough day 1. They come into day 2. Sure, game 2, the start's a little shaky, but the close-up is as impressive as you would expect from a team like VP.